Hey everybody, this is the Bridgestone Auto Emergency Kit, and we're going to check it out right now on Kit Bashed Survival. Alright, so I've got a couple really cool survival kits on order that I'm going to be reviewing in the near future. But until those arrive, I thought we would take a look at this. I've had this on the back burner for a while. I found this at Costco one day. The Bridgestone Auto Emergency Kit includes tire inflator, booster cables, warning triangle, and more. 52 pieces. See back for full contents. So, hard shell case, tire inflator, 3 AAA batteries, booster cables, collapsible funnel, emergency blanket, duct tape, utility knife, 2-in-1 screwdriver, 5 cable ties, 3 shop cloths, LED flashlight, warning triangle, dimpled gloves, 1 pair, tire gauge, first aid instruction card, and then a bunch of first aid stuff. 15 bandages, 3/4 by 3 inches, 10 bandages, 3/8 inch by 1.5 inch, 2 sterile gauze pads, 2 by 2, and 1 adhesive tape roll. Looks fairly comprehensive for a roadside emergency kit. Let's open it up and check it out. By the way, sorry for the overhead light glare. Here's what the back looks like without a big light shining on it. It seems pretty nice quality. I wouldn't call this hard case. I'd call it, you know, I don't know, semi-hard. Well, it's laid out nicely. So here's the funnel. Let's see if I can. Yep, there it goes. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen a collapsible funnel before. I've seen lots of collapsible cups, but never a collapsible funnel. That's pretty cool. I like the idea. Especially for something you're going to keep in your glove box or trunk or what have you. Nice and compact. Here's our jumper cables. Yeah, they seem pretty hefty. They'll certainly do the job. It says they're 12 feet long, which is plenty long to jumpstart a car. Here's our roll of duct tape for use at not more than 600 volts. And not more than 80 C or 176 Fahrenheit. Probably a good warning to have on there, especially when working on a car. Got a little moisture pack. And here is the tire inflator. A lot of new cars these days come with a tire inflator because they won't have a spare. So in lieu of a spare, they'll have a tire inflator. This is a pretty small unit. I've got a Ford Mustang Mach-E, and it comes with a tire inflator, although it's a little more hefty than this. And my previous Ford Fusion came with one too. It works well. The Ford air pumps are pretty cool because they have 2 modes of operation. You can use it as a standard air pump, or if you flip a switch, it's got a tank of that Fix-A-Flat in there, and it'll blow that in there along with the air to help fix a flat tire. So pretty cool. And I've actually used the Fix-A-Flat thing in the inflator, and it did work. So 12 volts. Got your standard cigarette lighter adapter. And then there's the hose to go to the tire. And maybe we'll go down to my car and try this out in a minute. Oh wait, I've got a cigarette style adapter that I can plug into an outlet, so we'll plug that in. It's loud. But there's definitely air coming out. Wow, that is loud. It's not going to win any awards for being quiet, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but like most of the stuff in this kit, in a pinch, I think it'll work just fine. Oh, and we've got some optional inflator nozzles. We've got that metal needle type that you'd use for a basketball or a football or whatever. And then they've got this kind that just jams into a rubber socket. Not bad. Just in case you need to inflate a football or a basketball while you're on the road, which actually isn't that much of a stretch. I mean, you know, if you got kids, you will probably run into a situation at some point where somebody needs to inflate a basketball or a football or an air mattress or something like that. Or a bike tire. All right, we got an emergency blanket. Your typical Mylar 56 by 84 inch emergency blanket. First aid kit. There's the tape, gauze pads, various sizes of Band-Aids, and a first aid guide. Got some shop towels, I guess you would call these. There's 3 of them. There's our tire pressure gauge. Always good to have one of these on hand. If you've got a car and you don't at least have a tire pressure gauge in your glove box, shame on you. There's our screwdriver, and this is a double-sided Phillips head and then flathead. Probably not the best screwdriver in the world, but it'll get the job done in a pinch. Got a razor knife, box cutter style. Pretty wide blades, not bad. Orange for high visibility, always good. And we've got our standard cheap Chinese flashlight, but it'll work. LEDs. Takes the 3 AAA batteries, which are included in the kit, which is nice. My thought has always been, if you're manufacturing and selling an emergency kit of some sort and you've got a flashlight or a radio or something, it's kind of foolish not to include the batteries, because the very point of the kit is for it to be used when you're in a pinch. And it would suck to have a kit and then open it up and find out, oh, I've got a flashlight but no batteries. Kind of defeats the point of the kit. There we go. It's plenty bright. I mean, it's one of those cheap Chinese flashlights that you can find on Amazon for a couple bucks, but it'll get the job done. It's more than sufficient. Probably won't last forever, but, you know, in a pinch, it'll be just fine. Yeah, it doesn't have any flashing modes or anything like that, but at night, you need to work on your car, that'll be just fine. Oh, and we got more. Oh, these, okay. Here are the gloves. Dimpled gloves. Now I understand what they were talking about. Let's see how they fit. If they were smart, they made them large to fit all hands. Okay, so I had to refilm this section because I originally put the gloves on backwards. I put them on like this. And I thought, well, that's weird. Why do they have these dimples on the other side of my hand? But no, they go on like this. And that way you have some grip on your hands. Like that. So they're pretty comfortable. And you have the grippy surface on the back. Plus it's orange for good visibility. And they're certainly adequate, but I prefer to use the work gloves that you can get at Home Depot and places. You can buy multi-packs for pretty cheap. And they have a completely rubberized surface on this side that's non-conductive. And that way, you know, if you're working around electricity, you don't have to worry about it as much. So I prefer using those, but these are okay. And they're certainly comfortable, and they'll also keep you warm if you're cold. And of course, I'm not an auto mechanic. Maybe an auto mechanic can chime in and say, oh, you know, it's better to have these cloth dimpled gloves than those rubberized gloves. I don't know. but I prefer the rubberized ones. Okay, there's the reflector. Let's see here. Okay, I get it. Yeah, that works. This is a nice weighted bottom to keep it from falling over. And you've got the built-in reflectors. Yeah, not bad. I like the weighted bottom. It's got a nice weight to it. That way you're not worried about the wind blowing it over or something like that. Oh, I missed something. Got the zip ties. You know, considering the black background of this kit, it's okay that they're black, but, you know, if I was going to criticize something, I would say, you know, make these white or green or something. That way they're easier to see in the kit. Especially at night, you know, if you're looking around, it's nice to have high visibility on all your stuff. But we've got, looks like, 5 nice size zip ties. So not bad. And that's it. So what do I think of this roadside emergency kit? I actually think it's okay. It's got all the basics covered for a roadside emergency. It's not a survival kit. It's not trying to be. For what it's trying to be, it's okay. Now, I'm not going to try to turn this into a survival kit because, you know, in my car, I've got a get home bag, which has a lot of those survival elements in it. And so I'm only going to make 2 changes to this kit, and I'll try to explain why. So first of all, the gloves. These are okay, but I prefer gloves like these. Like I said, these have a rubberized surface, so it's non-conductive, and I've had good results with these. And they're inexpensive. You can buy a 10-pack of them at Home Depot for, I think, like 10 bucks or something like that. So not bad at all. I'm going to keep those gloves in here because why not? But I'll just add these gloves as well. And then we get to the tool situation, and, you know, all we have is the box cutter knife and the screwdriver, really. And these should not be the only tools you have in your car. The way I have my car set up is I have my get home bag, which has more survival type elements inside of it. You can see what's in my get home bag. I'll put a link to that video in this video. Then I've got my jumper cables and so forth. I don't have anything like this, but I've got the jumper cables, and I've also got a tire inflator that came with my cars. And then I've got a separate toolkit. And it's one of those all-in-one toolkits you can get on Amazon. I think mine was about $70 or $80. And the tools aren't the best quality, but they're perfectly fine for using in a pinch. And I can't tell you how many times I've used my toolkits that I have in each car. Not only for automotive things, but, you know, I'll be at somebody's house and they'll say, hey, I need a socket wrench, and I can run out to my car and get a socket wrench. So they're invaluable to have in any car. So I would recommend getting a separate toolkit for your car. And like I said, they're not very expensive. So have some automotive stuff like you have in this kit. Have a survival type kit like a get home bag, which also has some basic tools in there. And then have a separate toolkit. That's the way I would do it. However, in the absence of having a toolkit, the one item I would add to this kit would be, of course, a Leatherman. So this is the Leatherman Sidekick. It's a mid-priced Leatherman. I think they're about $70 or so. And actually, I would recommend probably over the Sidekick, the Wingman, because I believe the Wingman has scissors rather than a saw. Now, my Wingman is currently in my get home bag in one of my cars. So that's why I'm not showing it to you, but the Sidekick is very good as well. So I would put one of these in this kit. If you don't have a get home bag in a separate toolkit, at least have something like a Leatherman in this kit, so you've got some fairly decent basic tools on hand. Anyway, that's going to do it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm Eric Siegel. This is Kit Bashed Survival. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.